Hi guys, Rose here with the Cackling Moon. This is going to be a client's video reading. As you guys may have already known, if you follow my Instagram, the video readings are back. So I will be filming these each week, probably on certain days of the week. But anyway, this is going to be a mini love reading. And my client here asked the question, will me and my boyfriend find happiness together for long term? So, long-term relationship. I have a bunch of amethyst here on the table. I've just been really feeling the amethyst vibe lately. And I have a selenite wand here, which was a gift from Leela Hell. So I just have the vibe of the selenite and the amethyst going on here on the table. The decks that I'm going to be working with for your reading, I'm going to be pulling a single card from the Enchanted Map Oracle. And I'm also going to be pulling cards from the beautiful Victorian Romantic Tarot. I love using this tarot deck for my love readings. So the mini love reading, which is the one you chose, is a 5-card spread. I picked 4 cards from the tarot deck and 1 card from the oracle deck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle. So let's bring the camera down to the reading table so you can see what's going on. So what I do first is I'm going to shuffle, and then we will get into your reading. So I'm just going to take a moment to be silent while I shuffle, and just kind of tapping into your energy. We're going to be focusing on your relationship, and if the two of you will be remaining long-term in a long-term relationship, how things are going between the two of you and whatnot. Now, as I'm shuffling, I'm getting the vibe of your boyfriend being a very strong individual. He's he kind of like acts like the leader in the relationship, and he's very, very, very protective of you. And I feel like I'm getting the vibe like sometimes it almost comes off like he's overprotective and somewhat clingy. Like you may read his protectiveness and the fact that he cares for you. You may sometimes like see it or feel it as him being too clingy. So that's the vibe that I'm kind of picking up here with you guys. Oh, this one wants to come out, so we're going to pull that card. That'll be the oracle card. So I'm going to pull the oracle first, and this is going to symbolize like the theme of the question itself that you're asking, and just kind of like the idea of your relationship, and we'll see what the tarot will say after that. So you received Into the Unknown. Now, into the unknown, the image shows a woman who is blindfolded, like she cannot see what's going on around her. She has the blindfold over her eyes, and she's, you know, pretty much trusting in her senses to kind of lead her through, to lead her and guide her through the way. So, into the unknown concerning your relationship, I feel like although you want to know what will happen as an end result with your relationship, you are not meant to know this. You're not meant to know the detail. I feel like Spirit wants you to kind of go through this blindly. This is a first-time experience for both of you guys. And Spirit really wants you to just trust in each other and trust in the relationship and just kind of go in it like a first-time experience, that kind of thing. But it doesn't mean that we can't see what else comes through. So let's go with the tarot. And if you see like a weird light in the back here, it's because the TV is on and I have it muted. So that's that. But I don't want to get up and turn the screen off. So I apologize if that's a little bit annoying. Okay, let's see. So we have the Lovers. Very fitting for the relationship. So we got the Lovers crossed with the King of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Cups and the Four of Cups. Beautiful. So your relationship is definitely lots of emotion. There is a lot of emotion. There's a lot of feeling going through between the two of you guys. Lots of expressing your love to one another. You guys are you communicate very well together. You guys fit each other really good, like the yin and yang, that kind of thing. I do see that with the Cups and the Pentacles, like a real grounding energy between the two of you guys, and a lot of connection. So the fact that the Lovers card comes up first tells me, it really makes me feel like the two of you are very connected, that you are very, you complete each other's sentences, well put together, the two of you communicate well, like all of those things that I'm sensing here. I really love that the Lovers card comes up for you because it just shows a lot. It shows that your relationship is really where it's supposed to be. It's tight. It's strong. There's a lot of commitment there, and a lot of hope for the future. I think the two of you have often discussed your relationship taking the next level, and going that next step. But like I said, I feel like Spirit is guiding you to embrace the fact that there is supposed to be a little bit of mystery in our life and in our love lives. You know, so sometimes you have to kind of trust what's going to happen, you know, trust the unknown. And then we have the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is what I picked as what is crossing the Lovers. Now, a King of Pentacle vibe, this is an individual who's very much involved with the finances, and who's a kind of like the business personality type. This is somebody who's very grounded and who's very sure and comfortable of themselves as far as finances go. So I feel like to be crossed with a King of Pentacle, this is telling me that one of the main things that the two of you will argue often about is financial stability. So I feel like King of Pentacles crossing here is your relationship is really good and your guys' connection is really good. But one of the main concerns would be financial stability, being comfortable, being able to pay the bills, who's going to be, you know, the breadwinner in the relationship, and how, you know, how far is the money that you guys combine together going to allow you guys to build your future, that kind of thing. So I do feel like the topics of money are probably the most important topics that you guys share. That's like often the biggest conversation that you guys have together are money topics and who's going to bring in what, and the bills and all of that. I do want to say that I feel like right now, as you guys are beginning this next phase, so I do want to say that as you guys jump into this next phase of your relationship, to already have some concerns over money and whatnot, as your relationship progresses, I would highly say to be careful of the money thing becoming an issue between the two of you guys. So it's really easy for people who are in committed relationships to be concerned or to argue about money and money related topics. I mean, you know, that's just part of the world. That's part of what we deal with. But don't let that control your guys' relationship. I feel like altogether, looking at the cards that are on the table here, your relationship is very strong and it's grounded. But I do feel like money is going to be, if there's anything that's going to come between the two of you, it's going to be money topics. So that's something to prepare yourselves for. That's something to kind of work together towards. This is definitely something to talk about and communicate about, okay? So then we have the Nine of Cups and the Four of Cups. And remember how I was saying in the beginning, before I even pulled the cards, that I was sensing that he was a little bit overprotective, or he may come off as clingy or overprotective. We have the Four of Cups. Now, the image here doesn't really depict that clinging type image. I should just show you from the regular tarot, because it's funny that the Four of Cups comes up when I was having that that feeling, the vibe. So let me go through here and see if I can find, oh, perfect, like right on the top. Let me show you what the Four of Pentacles typically looks like. This is a Rider-Waite. Well, this is the Golden Universal, but this is a typical image of what a Four of Pentacles looks like. We have an individual who is like he's covering himself, or not covering, but he's embracing, he's shielding, he's taking care of the Pentacles. He's very just keeping him really close. He's clinging. Like, that's just the vibe that I get from the Four of Pentacles. So the fact that, oh, I'm sorry, this is the Pentacle. We're talking about the Four of Cups. Never mind. Ignore what I'm saying. Ah! Sorry, I got mixed up. But anyway, the Four of Cups card, now I completely have to just like erase that from my mind. So anyways, Four of Cups coming up here, like when we're looking at the image, we see a man who's kind of surrounded by a group of women, and he's just kind of standing there. I don't know if in your relationship, perhaps your boyfriend is constantly surrounded by a bunch of women. This can be you and your friends. You know, you have a lot of female friends. Maybe he's surrounded by, you know, a bunch of sisters or women in his family. But either way, I feel like by him being around a lot of women all of the time really helps him in a way. It may be a bit overwhelming to be surrounded by a bunch of women. You know, every once in a while, I'm sure guys want to hang out with guys and be guys. But I feel like in his case, it's actually helped him be able to relate to you and any woman that he's in a relationship with. And I feel like that's why you guys are able to communicate so well, because he knows how you think, and he knows how your mind works. He's a listener, you know, he's been brought up around so many women, that he knows how to communicate with you, and he listens to the little subtle signs that, you know, to be honest, sometimes men don't always grasp. So yeah, in a way, I feel like, you know, that's a really good catch there. That's somebody who will open himself up emotionally. We have Two Cups cards here. And I feel like that's what gives me that vibe, that the two of you are very close and you communicate very well. You have the Nine of Cups vibe coming up too, and Nine of Cups to me is a sense of happiness, and it's a sense of satisfaction. So I feel like together there is a lot of satisfaction. There's a lot of happiness that is around your relationship. The two of you fit really well together. If I was going to answer your question about will you guys be together long term? Yes, I do feel the sense that yes, that is definitely the case. But like I said, your Oracle card coming up as Into the Unknown, I feel like Spirit really wants you to not be so obsessive over the future. Don't be so obsessive over whether your relationship will make it or break it. You should just be focusing on the present and focus on your relationship right now while you have it. And just for kicks, let's check out your Fear card. This is the card that is at the bottom of the deck. And you got the Queen of Swords. So I feel like as a Fear card, Queen of Swords is, for you, perhaps you are a bit of a stronger personality than your significant other. He may be more water energy, perhaps with all the cups coming up, or as a King of Pentacles, he might be an earth, either earth or water. But he is definitely more grounded, and he's just softer, I feel. But with a Queen of Swords, which obviously would be signifying you, I feel like your fear is you may be a little bit too harsh or too blunt with him. So if that is the case, I would suggest, you know, kind of learning to tone yourself down a little bit so that you're not so overwhelming for him. And really taking the time to listen and practice patience with him. Because I do feel like the two of you have something really good going. And like I said, if you are struggling with the finances, or if that is a topic that is, you know, always on your minds, maybe he's trying to figure out his footing as far as his career path goes. And that's just been, you know, something that's just kind of bugging the two of you because it's not as stable as you would like it to be. You know, that's another thing. But I do feel like your personality may overpower his at times, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just sometimes if you want to be on the same level, he may have to bring himself up and take a step forward to be more assertive, whereas you would have to take a step back and not be so aggressive and be a little bit more patient and softer to him, if that makes any sense, like meeting each other in the middle. So basically, to answer your question, like I said, Spirit doesn't want you to know the outcome. You're not meant to know the outcome. It is just one of those things where you are in this for the journey and the experience. But if I were to look at all of the cards on the table, I would say definitely you guys are going to be involved for quite some time, if not forever. But I do feel the vibe that, yes, you guys are a very good match for one another. So this concludes your mini love reading. Thank you so much for purchasing this reading with me, and anyone who's watching, click the links below. That will take you to my shop, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.